大家好，今天是2024年的12月16号。前段时间跟这个高盛门被封嘛，被封主要是因为他这个演讲公开质疑我们这个数据，说我们这个 GDP 高估的这个3个百分点啊。周末的时候，网上又传了一个高盛门的视频啊，当然这个视频是英文的，听起来会比较费力啊。即使你在美国啊，我们来看看这个高盛门到底说了什么啊。现在有一种感觉，国内这个经济学家以后想要说话的话，必须去苦练这个英文啊，没事去新东方那边去培训一下啊。但凡以后你没有过这个雅思托福啊，你都不配挂这个经济学家这个头衔啊。我们一起来检验一下高盛门的英文水平啊。
Thank you, Guokai, for your introduction. It's my honor to have this opportunity to share some observations regarding China's economy. People around the world always wonder why China has been so slow and indecisive to stimulate the economy in the past 2 years. Besides data issues, the inherent contradictions deeply rooted in its economic management framework, which was first set up in 1994, have played a fundamental role. A clear understanding of these contradictions may contribute to better understanding of the policy choices and constraints. Generally speaking, I think 3 issues shall be noted as following. First of all, due to various structural changes, China's economic fluctuations have generally shifted from a previously easy to hit up, difficult to cool down model before 2008 to an easy to cool down and difficult to hit up model after the global financial crisis. Therefore, before 2008, the main objective of macroeconomic management was to curb economic overheating, with the main means being monetary tightening. However, on the conditions that the economy was easy to cool down, the main objective must be to boost demand. And against this background, monetary easing is less effective and insufficient, and therefore fiscal policy has been forced to play a central role in macroeconomic management. However, due to long-standing historical reasons, China's public finance is highly fragmented, and the central government is very small, whose expenditure is even smaller than the budget deficit, accounting for roughly 14% of total government expenditure. Therefore, most of the administrative functions actually are being performed by local governments. Therefore, when counter-cyclical fiscal policies have to be executed, the central government naturally asks the local governments to do the policy. And here laid down the ground for misalignment of responsibilities and interests, paving possibly the way for the thereafter explosive growth of local government debt levels. Second, after 2008, because of sluggish growth in external demand and continuing rapid urbanization in China, real estate sector became an important driver and a key pillar for expanding aggregate demand. However, due to inherent drawbacks in the business model of property developers, and also some of the drawbacks in the regulatory regime regarding property sector, the real estate sector rapidly evolved into some quasi-financial institutions with the potential to create and expand credit. As real estate prices went up sharply, the regulatory bodies began to take measures to reduce risk exposure of the financial institutions, which forced the real estate industry to seek alternative financing channels, therefore further giving rise to a real estate-centered, highly opaque, highly frictional, and largely unregulated shadow financial system, which created significant loopholes and notable gaps in the highly unified and regulated financial system. Third, from the viewpoint of local governments, budget pressures from economic downturn, the requirements from the central government to do counter-cyclical expansion policies, and the desire of local governments to grow local economy have forced them to seek financing channels besides the more normal channel. At the same time, the rapid urbanization has created stronger demand for land, generating huge land sales revenues. Those factors combined together have spawned a shadow fiscal system centered on land transaction and land mortgage, which rapidly integrated with the real estate-centered shadow financial systems. Therefore, in China, in the years after the global financial crisis, we developed a shadow fiscal system and a shadow financial system, which lie largely beyond the monitoring and supervision of local legislature, the supervision of central government, and as I will mention below, also the supervision and monitoring of the financial market. From the viewpoint of the investors, they generally believe that the central government will ultimately bail out local governments. That's a so-called rigid payment belief, which created huge moral hazard problems and make the monitoring of financial market regarding local government debt and that of real estate sector could not work normally. As a result, since global financial crisis, China's debt level climbed up very rapidly along an unsustainable path to already a very dangerous high level, which alarmed the policymakers and the central government, pushing them to take measures to deleverage. Here, the dilemma emerges. When the economy encounters big headwinds, if the policymakers decide to stimulate the economy, the debt level may shoot up again. If they do nothing, the economy may fall into recession and deflation. Therefore, a systematic solution to reform the shadow fiscal system and shadow financial system must be done to systematically deleverage the economy while also smoothly manage the economy. However, given that the economy now is still struggling to absorb the hangover effects of the burst of the housing bubble and to a less extent the local government fiscal crisis, the task to reform the shadow banking system and the shadow fiscal systems is apparently very daunting and must be very time-consuming. Therefore, the central government is very indecisive to choose to stimulate the economy or to regulate and reform the system now. That's all. Thank you.
听起来确实很费劲啊！英语好的朋友，你可以把这个视频啊稍微的倍速一下，那这个英语听起来可能还会相对来说这个舒服一些啊。主要是讲我们现在中央政府为什么经济现在都这么差了啊？感觉这个救市措施还是扭扭捏捏的，就是我们一直想达到一个既要又要啊，我们既想这个刺激经济啊，我们又不想这个债务率过高，那现在就是陷入这样一个困境啊。你刺激经济的话，你债务现在风险很高。你去杠杆的话，你债务率现在很高，你去杠杆的话，现在经济又是一个持续的通缩，那到底怎么办？就是一个死局。当然他说这个债务率很高，是把我们这个影子银行啊，也就是我们一些隐形债全部都算上。当然我们中央说的这个14万亿这个隐形债，这显然是糊弄鬼的。你可以不承认，对吧？即使你不承认这个14亿以外的这个隐形债务，那14亿以外这个债务还是存在的。不管你承认不承认，它可以不叫这个隐形债务，它可以随便起一个另外的名字，不影响它存在啊。现在不是下面这个专家不努力，专家提的建议也没用，这个需要一个权力很大人最终拍板往哪条路走，你不能再僵在这里了，僵在这里就是等死。好吧，那今天就先看到这里，谢谢大家。